Icarus week 227, repair bench quality of life. This week we get some repair bench quality of life, some bug fixes, UI tidy up, and some usability improvements. This week's notable improvements are they fixed meteor showers happening less often than expected because of random chance, adjusted to text scaling, optimized some VRAM usage by removing some old 4K textures, fixed lithium and ruby ores not being tagged as resources, which could be preventing them from being used on signs, and fixed an issue inspecting a network cable directly could incorrectly display not connected. And this week we get the repair bench quality of life. TLDR, basically they have renamed the repair all button to repair equipment, and the new improved bulk repair behavior will now include any items or equipment held within the repair bench's inventory, as opposed to previously when it only repaired item within the player's inventory or equipment slots. And if you can't repair, it should show you what materials you're missing at a glance, which includes the lack of electricity when repairing items. They've updated the UI, they disabled the button, and inform you why it's disabled when hovering over it. And finally, up until now, only items with durability less than 90% were repaired. This wasn't communicated very well, so they exposed the threshold as a slider, which you can use to customize the amount of damage an item must take before it's included in the bulk repair action. Looks like there's a light on the repair bench now whenever you have it on. Whenever it's off, there's no light on. So that'll help a little bit to tell if it's on and off and stuff. If we press E, we're going to notice that there is a threshold slider here. So if you hover over it, it says items with a durability equal to or higher than this threshold will be ignored. So basically anything below, say for example, 50% or 49% here will be repaired. So we have an item here that is below that threshold, and then we have some items that are above that threshold. Let's say for example, if you want to repair only stuff that are almost completely broken, like this right here. For example, these machine guns and stuff, we go to repair equipment, which is the repair everything button now. It's not going to repair anything like that, but if we will go ahead and move the threshold up here to say 100%, you're going to notice all these items right here are items in their percentages of durability and what it takes to repair it. We're going to need titanium plate and titanium ingot. We're not missing any resources. Basically everything can be repaired. So we're going to go ahead and repair all of our equipment there. Of course, you still have the repair armor. You can repair all your armor, and it shows how much composites it's going to take. We have composite armor on. It's going to take us about 5 composites. If we want to repair our workshop gear, all this stuff is workshop. We would need repair kits to do that. Well, we're going to take the repair kits out to kind of show you what it will do if it doesn't have that item. And we're going to put them in another box here. And for example, if we wanted to repair the workshop gear, it's going to say over here, if it's not able to repair the items over here, unable to repair under the red section, and why. It needs these missing resources, the workshop repair kit. So it's pretty nice what they've done. So basically it says over here on the left-hand side and not over on the right-hand side, you're good to go. It should show you what resources it will consume and what items can be repaired. If not, it'll tell you what you need and what items won't be repaired if you don't have the required resources. And if you don't have any power, it will show you that an active electrical connection will allow you to repair stuff. Right here, if you go to repair something and it's grayed out, if you hover over that, it'll show you why. It just shows requires shelter and power, which it doesn't currently have power because it's turned off. If you can't push one of these buttons, it'll show you when you hover over it what that requires before you can do a repair. The UI has been changed. It's a little bit better than it was before. I think it's a good change, to be honest. It's not too bad at all, and it repairs stuff that's inside of the workbench as well. If you throw items straight into the workbench, you can repair the armor from the workbench, and if you're unable to repair it, it'll show you why. Electricity. So we need to turn this on. It doesn't have an idle state still, which is kind of unfortunate. I really wish the repair bench had an idle state, but that's okay. No big deal. You can repair straight from the repair bench itself right here if you throw items in there, and of course you can repair from your inventory as well. Either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's in your inventory, on your bar, on your character. Let's go ahead and take this gear off and we'll show you. We'll put this gear on. You can repair straight from your character. It doesn't matter. As long as it's in your inventory or as long as it's in the repair bench, it will go ahead and do the repair. And now we're all repaired up. That's the long and short of the changes of the repair bench. They made some nice quality of life improvements on that this week. And I've actually noticed a bug. The exotic confused pickaxe can't be repaired. It looks like, even though it says it can be repaired with a workshop repair kit, it doesn't repair it. So unfortunately, it won't repair that item. But otherwise, it seems like everything's working quite well, and it's a nice change. Looks like next week they are adding the crystallized ruby to the workshop, where you can drop it down for some uranium and ren, it looks like. Alongside the lithium ore, you're going to now be able to drop down ruby, and that's going to be on any kind of prospect you want outside of Elysium. And that's really it. We're going to skim over the changelog and new content and all that good stuff and see if there's anything notable to actually tell you guys. Under fix, they added text on the ELY level boost prompt to improve readability, upped required level from 20 to 30 to match the amount of levels we give players. They may have optimized some VRAM usage. They added a new ruby ore mesh when it drops. Under future content, they're adding the Great Hunt stuff and things for Elysium, and working on that chainsaw. Adding a new jungle band tree asset. There's a legendary chainsaw. And that's really it. That's it as far as I can see in this changelog. And that's going to be it for this video. Also, we do have an announcement. I'm probably going to just go ahead and can the build 6.0 video because I don't have any interest in people who don't have any builds for me to actually show. So we're going to go ahead and just cancel it for now and don't have a date that we'll reschedule it for. We may just cancel the series itself and leave it at 5 iterations of the build video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And hopefully, we'll see you next time. Peace.